In chess, you have to outsmart your opponent using tactics, well-placed sacrifices, and long setups with good payoff in the long run. However, one of the more risky openings, or the beginning portion of the game, is something called a gambit. A gambit is an inherently risky play, where you sacrifice a piece or pieces early on in the game to give yourself a better structure, positioning, and overall a higher chance to win. Of course, a gambit is an extremely risky play. The whole point of them is sacrifice. If your opponent knows how to use that against you, then your position could fail spectacularly. Keep this chess tactic in the back of your mind for now. Roblox games, especially Asym games, seem to be a magnet for controversy and drama. It seems that every game in this genre ends up in controversy somehow, to an almost unsettling degree. It's a pattern that has been documented by several people on several different channels. Typically, this doesn't happen like this. If you take Roblox as a whole and look at the big controversies in them, you'll see that they're more spread out throughout all the genres. Except Asym games. What about Asym games in specific makes them so susceptible to scandals? What is the root cause of the issue? Because unlike every other genre who might have one or two games that are problematic, Asyms have a unique quality of disorderly conduct. I can name several right off the bat, even if the allegations ended up being false. Forsaken, Doomed by Fate, Outcome Memories, and even Bite by Night is currently in some hot water. They're a cesspool of drama. But why? Well, first, we have to think about being a developer in the genre. Put yourself in the shoes of an owner of a game aspiring to have a successful Asym in the genre. You put hours into your game, love and passion. You've carefully thought out every little thing, and it is your pride and joy, with aspirations of this game reaching the front page and having those thousands of players tune in every day to play your carefully crafted work. Yet, when you post the game expecting it to do wonders, Roblox doesn't favor new games. It flops. Most social media platforms don't favor new things. The newer you are, the less likely you'll be pushed into whatever algorithm it uses. Discouraged, you put the game down, abandon it, and never touch it again. Or, perhaps you already have a successful game. You see what kind of money a successful game on Roblox can make, or you don't care about the money, you care about the fun. Either way, you have a fun game that people enjoy and are maintaining with updates. Yet, for one reason or another, your game is falling off, and nothing you do seems to help. It keeps bleeding players. At this trajectory, you'll eventually have a dead game. You don't want that, but nothing you do works. Both of these people have an incentive to do whatever it takes for their game, either saving it or getting it off the ground by any means necessary. In business, there is a saying, there is no such thing as bad publicity. Any exposure gets eyes on your product, good or bad exposure. This is true for online influencers and pretty much everything you can think of. I mean, MatPat and Mr. Beast and many others started out as cringe, edgy online personas until they built an audience that became more family-friendly with a better image. This is often called the mainstream shift, where you get eyes on you by building outrage and controversy, and then apologizing and fixing your public image to retain the audience you built off the controversy. A lot of creators, again, have done this, to either remain relevant or become relevant. Hell, this is even touched on in iCarly of all shows, where they had beef against a creator named Fred. Wait, most of my audience is probably too young to know who Fred is. Anyway, the point is, this is a really common tactic. Why is this important though? What is the point that I'm trying to make? Well, this is where the gambit I talked about earlier comes into play. They are risking losing it all to become famous. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a risky play that involves you sacrificing your short-term reputation for long-term gains. If it works, great! You gain what you want and can work on fixing your image. If not, you either stay unknown or become a laughingstock online, a lolcow, if you will. What does any of this have to do with Roblox games, though? Well, let's think about something for a second. A thought experiment, if you will. The genre of Asyms on Roblox are extremely oversaturated with games that are extremely similar to each other. I can name 3 right off the bat that play all similarly: Forsaken, Doomed by Fate, and Pwned by 14. While all of these are different games, sure, they all follow the same basic formula, and there are countless others. With the oversaturation of the genre, that means the competition is extremely high, which in terms means that your game will most likely fail, or fall out of relevancy quick if you don't keep eyes on it when the new bright and shiny asym comes around. Now let me ask you something. What is the easiest way to keep eyes on a game? You spark outrage. Now, I definitely want to make an amendment here and say that obviously not all dramas are fake. Obviously, I don't want to downplay anyone's hurt or anything. In fact, I've made like 3 or 4 separate videos advocating for the exact opposite. But I do think it's important to note that because of how much there is and how popular the genre on Roblox is, there is real incentive to get as many eyes on your game as possible. If your controversy for every 10 people gets 1 person to play the game, that's a huge success, especially if you snuff the thing out quickly to not have your long-term reputation ruined. You have new players, you kept the game relevant, and you continue to make money. However, the Gambit does not always work out, and it can ruin your reputation, your game's reputation, and any semblance of a chance you once had. Again, it is an extremely risky play. You're sacrificing everything you've built towards to have a chance of exploding. Drama has always sold. Look at any video that has ever covered a drama. You'll find out extremely quickly that this is one of the easiest ways to get someone looking at a topic. So all of the nothing burgers in the drama asym community, all of the dramas that is sparked because someone couldn't talk to someone else in DMs. I feel like not all of those were just a disgruntled developer, but perhaps a PR stunt on the game's behalf to make the game relevant or keep it relevant in a way that nothing else could. The easiest way to keep something in the people's eyes. What I'm arguing here is that I feel there is far too much drama in a community that is already oversaturated for all of it to be legitimate. I don't want to name any names just in case I'm wrong. After all, this is a conspiracy, not fact. But the main takeaway is that you just don't trust what you read on the internet. Someone always has a motive, ulterior or not, and it is up to the interpreter and reader to come to your own conclusions about what they read. Not everything on the internet is real. Some of what you read or see may absolutely be real, or you may be being used as a pawn in someone else's gambit. And that, of course, is the end of the video. If you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. Subscribe and join my community Discord. And I hope to see you in the next one. Or something, I don't know.